St. Thomas University Journalism and the New Brunswick Beacon present The Basement Files.
Hi, I'm Sherry Han.
And I'm Danielle Elliott. Come on inside to the Charlotte Street Arts Center for this week's edition of The Basement Files.
Here's your top stories. Fredericton prepares for the arrival of Syrian refugees.
Model trains are chugging their way into the hearts of Frederictonians. Syrian refugees will be entering Canada this month. 25,000 will be entering before the end of February of next year. Fernanda Damiani was on the scene to tell us how Frederictonians are preparing to welcome them.
Frederictonians are getting ready to welcome its new residents. The Multicultural Association of Fredericton hosted an information session for the first Fredericton Friends volunteer program. Its goal is to help newcomers become familiar with the city and make new friends. According to settlement worker at the Multicultural Association, Marisa Rojas, Fredericton receives about 60 refugees per year.
How we have been prepared, we are calling for volunteers, and when the people are filling the forms, we start in this moment doing all the checking of the reference and all the resumes and all the information. We want to make sure that everything that the people are saying is correctly.
The local response to the Syrian crisis is heartwarming. More than 200 volunteers sign up to be part of this experience. Even service dogs will join the Fredericton First Friends program. Lauden Tamavurico came to Canada with his wife and his 9 children last year. He arrived in Canada as a refugee. He says Fredericton is ready to welcome its new residents.
Myself, I have a big and a long experience of being a refugee. Meaning I know exactly what and who is a refugee. Physically, psychologically, and also financially, even socially. Fredericton, once I have been here, everyone was a friend. Then I feel being in more than friends, I feel to be in a family. Then Fredericton people, they can, because myself, as helping refugees, I feel also, I feel first to be the first number to go and assist the refugees, because I saw what Fredericton taught me.
Canada has a list of countries that refugees are coming from. Countries like Iraq and Syria are part of the list. Refugees are expected to arrive in the city next week, on December 14. For STU Journalism, Fernanda Damiani reports.
Hopefully, there are plenty of winter clothes to keep them warm through these cold winters. Heavy snowfall sustained nights caused more than slippery roads. Hundreds of NB Power's customers were left without powers. At the peak of snow, nearly 30,000 customers were in the dark. The snow closed many schools and delayed buses across province. On Sundays, there were still 200 people waiting for their powers to be restored.
Some may have been left chilly and in the dark, but with Christmas just around the corner, others were enjoying the freshly fallen snow. Catherine Morehouse tells us about how one home is outshining the others and raising money for a good cause.
It's that time of year again. Streets are lined with lights of all shapes, sizes, and colors. Some houses are decorated with just a few lights, while others are covered from corner to corner. Every year, people drive around to see the lights and get into the Christmas spirit. One house in particular attracts everyone near and far. These lights belong to the Lincoln Light Show, located in Lincoln, New Brunswick. The lights at this home look like they have a life of their own, and they have music to go with them. The show began in 2007, but the Lincoln homeowners didn't start accepting donations until 2011. All donations go towards the Make-A-Wish Foundation, a charity that Light Show owner Danny Fall knows all too well.
When my nephews were born, they were not born with, they had a problem breathing or something, and they had to send 2 ambulances from Montreal to La Tuque, which is where I come from, and we almost lost the twins.
Fall says he has over 47,000 lights in his show. Since 2011, Falls says over $50,000 has been collected for the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Zach Tompkins says this has been his second year watching the light show.
Oh, I plan on coming back. As long as I'm in town, I'll be coming here every year around Christmas time.
For many people in the Fredericton or Moncton area, the Lincoln Light Show has been the highlight of the holiday season. For STU Journalism, I'm Catherine Morehouse.
The full family is full of holiday spirit, but the thought of Christmas shopping is raising students and their wallet. Some students are saving a few dollars by using their creativities to make heartfelt gifts. Jordan Makes Ambassadors has more on this story.
The malls are busy and filled with shoppers trying to find the perfect gift. But for now, students are focusing on other things. Stress of exams and final assignments are keeping students preoccupied. But some, like second-year St. Thomas University student Amanda Hall, use their study breaks to make handmade gifts for family and friends. For her, it's not about the money she spends, but the time spent with her loved ones.
Not about the presents at all. It's more about family and what you do for them and the thought that you put into it.
Some students who are keen on spending money are finding it hard to budget whatever it is they have left over for after the semester. Trish Murray-Zelmer is the Employment and Financial Aid Coordinator at St. Thomas. Though she says she doesn't get a lot of students talking about specifically Christmas, she does have some tips for the holiday season.
Set priorities. So, okay, knowing how much time and money you have, how does that translate in terms of gift giving or time investments. So if you wanted to, for example, if you really think that Aunt Myrtle needs a gift, then that's great. But if you could, just prioritize. Okay, I only have $100 to spend. Who am I going to spend it on? Like, it sounds pretty tough, but you're dealing with the reality of the situation.
Many students that are in university have a student loan which supports them throughout the year, while others have a job to support their bill payments and personal needs. Josie Purdue is a third-year student at St. Thomas and is also an employee at the school's help desk. She saves her income tax money every year because she puts a lot of importance on Christmas.
I would always say, any kind of income that you receive, whether it's student loans or your paycheck, always save some starting early for Christmas, because Christmas is a big deal and everyone always spends a lot on Christmas. Unfortunately, it's financially demanding. So always plan in advance for it. Keep saving up money through the year, and then you have a bunch for December and you can just blow it all in the last month on all your loved ones.
Murray-Zelmer says there's one thing to keep in mind for all students when it comes to gift giving, whether they're handmade or store-bought.
Most people are really understanding that you're a student and your financial resources in particular are limited, so a lot of folks do kind of take that under account.
They say the true meaning of Christmas is about the time you spend with your family and friends, so maybe you can just be the perfect gift. For STU Journalism, I'm Jordan Mead Baxter.
Here at the Charlotte Street Art Center, they're having their yearly Art in the Center exhibit. It's running until January 15th and features 40 pieces from 8 featured artists. There's pottery, paintings, and more.
The New Brunswick government will face some challenges in the new year. A new budget will be released in the spring as part of the strategy plans to reduce the deficits. Natalie Sturgeon's reports on one of the proposals, which will change the education systems.
A strategic plan released by the New Brunswick government is a minefield, and the changes mean cutting programs in this province. One of these proposed changes is to the educational system, affecting both teachers and educational assistants. The plan would cut 1 teacher for every 20 students who leave the system.
We've been seeing over the last several years that the kids are coming in with more issues, that they need more support and with their mental health and all their academic needs and things like that. So I just feel that cutting more teachers is not, it's doing an injustice to the kids.
This could mean many things for schools throughout the province, including larger class sizes. Classes currently have up to 29 students, but the new changes would see adding 4 to 5 more students to each class. Skeptics say that's too many. The new changes also include post-secondary institutions. It will include a performance-based funding and new government legislation.
New Brunswick is facing serious financial challenges. We cannot continue with the status quo. We need to make better choices. We need to repair our finances so we can invest in things like education and healthcare. Repairing our finances has been one of our top priorities from day one, and we took action immediately.
A recent poll by the CBC showed that people want cuts to education to be the last resort. Boudreau told the CBC he would encourage New Brunswickers to comment on the new plan, but doesn't think there is a need for another public consultation.
With the help of New Brunswickers, we will reach our goal of finding $500 to $600 million in revenue and savings.
Boudreau says he expects the harmonized sales tax and the highway tolls to get most of the attention, but hopes to engage the public on other ideas proposed, including the civil service workers, hospital transformation, and local governance reform. For STU Journalism, I'm Natalie Sturgeon.
Increasingly, businesses have been using the internet to cater to their clientele. Now, the Fredericton City Police Force is moving into the digital age as well, with their own initiative, in the form of a new website that allows for online crime reporting.
The website is designed to report thefts or property damage under $5,000. For example, bicycle theft, vandalism, or theft of vehicle contents can all be reported online. Alicia Bartlett is the communications officer for Fredericton City Police. She said Fredericton is following an initiative that many other cities already have in place. She said younger generations tend to favor online interaction. This program is designed to cater to them and facilitate the reporting process. Bartlett said that online crime reporting does not detract from residents' abilities to file reports by phone or in person.
The Fredericton Police hope to expand the website in the future, but for now, crimes that are ongoing or of a serious nature should be reported immediately.
For many adults, modern trends remind them of their childhood. Some Frederictonians never stop collecting and playing with those models. And now, they want to encourage more young people to become involved into the hobby. Cody Peters on the scenes to report.
All were aboard at Fredericton High School for the 8th annual Fredericton Model Railroad Show. The show is hosted by the members of the Fredericton Model Railroaders Club. Originally, the show was started to display the club's creations, but in recent years, it's grown into more of a convention for buying and selling props and trains. Bev Bacon has been interested in trains for over 20 years.
I've always had an interest in trains. I think, we used to have trains here. When I first came to UNB, we came by train I was from Ontario, and we got off at Fredericton Junction and came into Fredericton on a train. And then when the trains all disappeared, I was so sad. So I guess it's trying to recreate a time when I thought trains were very interesting. They still are.
Bacon said most of the members of the club are seniors, and it makes them excited to see young people showing up and taking interest in model trains. Keelan O'Reilly loves how realistic model trains are.
The miniature, anything is cool. I love miniatures. Anything miniature is amazing. So that includes the trains. The trains are amazing.
Patrick Burgoyne was inspired by trains at a young age.
And of course, I always liked Lego from when I was a kid because most kids like Lego. I just never really grew out of liking Lego, and so I've always thought it would be fun to do model trains, and I decided if I was going to do it, I might as well do it in Lego because Lego's kind of my thing.
Burgoyne has been collecting since 2007. His display is made of multiple pre-made sets, but most of the designs are creations of his own. Each of his creations could take up to a month to get just right. The biggest setup is the module track that is made by the members of the Fredericton Model Railroaders. Each 2x4 foot module is built by a single member and are designed to fit together to make one continuous track. Even though this is a train convention, other hobbyist groups like the Fredericton Model Aircraft Club came and shared their interest with a flight simulator.
This event only takes place for one day, but they're expecting 400 to 500 people to show up. For St. Thomas Journalism, I'm Cody Peters.
Basketball is another pastime that's been making a bit of a rebound in Canada lately. Since 2011, the sport has been rising in popularity. It's now considered Canada's third favorite sport nationwide. For more on this, I'll pass it over to David Bardwell.
When you peel back the Leafs or Habs jerseys on Canadian sports enthusiasts, you may be surprised to find that their second team of choice is the Raptors. Basketball is making a rebound in Canada as one of the most viewed sports. With viewership on the rise, Canadians are growing more interested in basketball. Viewership of last year's NBA Finals were the highest yet, according to Bell Media. Bell has noted an increasing number of viewers for NBA events in Canada on their network TSN. The tour even made a stop in Fredericton last week. Justin Fly Darlington says he likes to see the up-and-coming talent and is glad the tour is taking place in his home country for once. His only regret? There's too much to do and too little time in some of the venues.
To be honest, I've traveled quite a bit of the world, and I could say that some of the best shows are in the small towns, in the small cities and stuff, because they appreciate it more. They're more enclosed. So when they finally get something they want or finally get something new, they show a lot more love versus the bigger cities.
Slam dunk champions weren't the only ones present either. They had 5-time NBA champion Ron Harper in attendance.
Our NBA game is a global game, and we try to make it a global game. Canada is a very big part of our basketball game plan. They have a very good team. The Toronto team is very good, and the fans go out and support their home team. And as a NBA fan, we love all the fans.
It's not just professional basketball that's getting more attention either, with many towns having an ever-growing list of facilities teaching kids how to play the game. YMCA event coordinator Mo Perez says he's seen a dip in attendance at YMCA basketball programs for kids.
We have declined a little bit in the youth participation program. It's a variety of things. One definitely being that there are 2 clubs in town.
While the YMCA has had lower attendance, the growing number of facilities offering their basketball courts to young people indicates an overall growth in the interest among Canadian families.
Canadians are known as big hockey fans, but with the turnout here in Fredericton, it's clear there's also a passion for basketball. For St. Thomas Journalism, I'm David Bardwell.
Well, that's our show for the week.
Until next year, remember to visit nbbacon.ca for the latest reports from St. Thomas Journalism.
Rocking around the Christmas tree, let the Christmas spirit ring. Later we'll have some pumpkin pie.